Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Life is full of challenges, but for Muslims, these challenges are spiritual tests designed by Allah to bring us closer to Him. They take many forms. Some are clear, like hardships and loss, while others are more subtle, such as managing wealth, staying consistent in worship, or resisting inner desires. In this video, we'll uncover the hardest spiritual tests every Muslim must endure. Stay with us until the end, as we'll also share valuable insights to help you navigate these tests with faith and resilience. 1. Test of patience. Patience is not just about waiting, it's about how we respond while we wait. It's easy to stay calm when life is smooth, but true patience is revealed when hardships strike, testing our inner strength and faith. Patience is one of the greatest indicators of trust in Allah's wisdom and timing. It's a powerful way to demonstrate belief that, even in adversity, Allah has a plan tailored specifically for us. In life, patience takes many forms. It's needed when dealing with loss, such as the passing of loved ones, or when facing delays in achieving dreams and goals. It's also required during the daily frustrations that may seem small, but often test our character, like handling criticism, managing conflicts, or enduring a challenging situation at work. Each of these moments offers an opportunity to exercise patience as a spiritual act. A fresh way to look at patience is to see it not as passive endurance, but as an active demonstration of faith in action. Patience means choosing to maintain hope, staying kind and compassionate, and continuing to move forward even when the road is difficult. It's about refusing to give in to despair, anger, or bitterness. It's actively choosing to trust that Allah's plan is better than anything we could envision for ourselves, even when we don't understand it in the moment. Consider how patience can lead to unseen blessings. When someone endures a trial with patience, they often emerge stronger, wiser, and more connected to Allah. Those who are patient also inspire others, becoming examples of resilience and faith for their families and communities. Patience isn't easy, but it is rewarding. Every difficulty faced with patience becomes a means of spiritual growth and a way to earn Allah's reward. 2. Test of wealth and poverty. Wealth and poverty are among the most challenging and revealing tests of life. They expose the depth of our character, our sense of gratitude, and our commitment to generosity. While they may appear as opposites, both wealth and poverty hold unique spiritual challenges that every Muslim must navigate. Wealth is often viewed as a blessing, but it can also become a burden if not used wisely. It's a double-edged sword. On one side, it offers opportunities to do good, helping others, supporting family, and contributing to the community. On the other side, wealth can lead to arrogance, greed, and forgetfulness of one's responsibilities to Allah and others. It can easily become a distraction, tempting individuals to chase luxury and status while neglecting their spiritual obligations. Poverty, on the other hand, tests faith in a very different way. Scarcity brings challenges that can shake one's trust in Allah. When faced with a lack of resources, it's easy to feel despair, frustration, or even envy toward those who have more. However, poverty also offers an opportunity to strengthen reliance on Allah and to remain steadfast in gratitude for the blessings that do exist, no matter how small they may seem. A key perspective to remember is that wealth and poverty are not absolute measures of success or failure in life. Both are temporary conditions designed to test different aspects of our spiritual resilience. Those with wealth are tested in their ability to remain humble and generous, while those in poverty are tested in their ability to stay patient and hopeful. Abundance tests selflessness. When blessed with more than enough, the true test is whether one will share their wealth or hoard it for personal comfort. Similarly, scarcity challenges faith, asking us to remain grateful and patient even when resources are limited. Both wealth and poverty serve as reminders that our true provision comes from Allah, and the ultimate goal is not to accumulate possessions, but to earn His pleasure. How we handle these tests reveals where our priorities lie and what we value most. 3. Test of time. Time is one of the most precious resources we have, yet it is often the one we take for granted. Unlike wealth or health, time cannot be regained once it is lost. It is a finite resource that every person is tested with throughout their life. How we use our time reflects our priorities and values, and it can be a powerful tool for spiritual growth or a source of regret if misused. In today's fast-paced world, distractions are everywhere. Technology, entertainment, and the constant flow of information pull us in many directions, often leading us to waste precious hours. Social media, endless notifications, and the lure of instant gratification can consume our time without us even realizing it. Yet every moment is an opportunity to grow closer to Allah. The challenge lies in resisting distractions and choosing how to spend our time wisely. Time management is more than just a productivity strategy. It is an act of worship. Every minute we dedicate to productive endeavors, whether it's work, study, or self-care, can be a means of earning reward, as long as our intentions are aligned with Allah's will. Even the mundane tasks, such as taking care of family or fulfilling responsibilities, become acts of worship when done with the right mindset. By managing time well, we are actively engaging in the pursuit of balance between the demands of this world and the hereafter. A powerful reminder is that time isn't just about what we do, but also about how we approach it. Are we using our time to seek knowledge, improve ourselves, and serve others? Are we spending time in prayer and reflection, nurturing our relationship with Allah? Or are we wasting it on fleeting pleasures that don't contribute to our ultimate purpose? The beauty of time as a test is that we are not only judged by how much time we spend on specific tasks, but by the sincerity and intention behind each action. It's about finding meaning in every moment, no matter how small, and ensuring that our time is spent in ways that bring us closer to Allah. Ultimately, how we use our time reveals much about our character and priorities. By being mindful of how we allocate our time, we ensure that we are not distracted from our greater purpose. Time is a gift from Allah, and it's up to each of us to use it wisely and with purpose. As time shapes how we act, relationships shape who we are. Let's now explore how the test of relationships challenges us to grow spiritually. 4. Test of relationships. Relationships are one of the greatest sources of joy and challenge in life. They test our ability to show empathy, understanding, and compassion. Maintaining family ties, resolving conflicts, and practicing forgiveness are integral parts of this test. Each relationship, whether with family, friends, or even strangers, offers us a chance to grow spiritually, teaching us valuable lessons in humility, patience, and kindness. One of the most challenging aspects of relationships is maintaining family ties, especially when there are disagreements or misunderstandings. Islam places a strong emphasis on the importance of family, urging us to uphold strong bonds with parents, siblings, and extended family. However, maintaining these ties isn't always easy. There will be times when feelings are hurt or differences arise. The test comes in how we handle these situations. Do we let anger and pride guide our actions, or do we choose patience, understanding, and reconciliation? Similarly, conflicts in relationships are inevitable, but they also provide an opportunity for spiritual growth. How we handle conflict reveals much about our character and the strength of our faith. A key aspect of conflict resolution is not just winning the argument, but understanding the other person's perspective and seeking harmony. The ability to listen, empathize, and approach disputes with a calm and open heart reflects a deep level of emotional intelligence and spiritual maturity. Forgiveness plays a crucial role in passing the test of relationships. Holding on to grudges or harboring resentment only weighs down the heart, blocking spiritual growth. Islam encourages forgiveness as a means of purifying the heart, restoring peace, and strengthening relationships. Forgiving others, even when it's difficult, demonstrates a strong faith in Allah's mercy and a commitment to following His guidance. It requires humility, as we must let go of our ego and choose to forgive for the sake of Allah. The way we engage with relationships also serves as a mirror to our own spiritual growth. Our interactions with others reflect how much we've internalized the teachings of Islam. Whether we've learned to show empathy, practice patience, or forgive. Relationships often bring out the best and worst in us, but it's how we respond to these challenges that defines our spiritual resilience. Relationships provide countless opportunities to reflect on our own growth and test our ability to embody the values that Allah teaches us. By prioritizing empathy, practicing forgiveness, and resolving conflicts peacefully, we become better people and strengthen our connection with Allah. Through relationships, we are constantly reminded of the importance of love, understanding, and mercy, qualities that are essential for navigating life's spiritual tests. While relationships test our emotions, faith tests the very foundation of our beliefs. 5. Test of faith. Faith is the foundation of a Muslim's life, but it is often tested in ways that challenge our deepest convictions. There are times when doubts creep in, societal pressures weigh heavily, or spiritual dryness sets in, making it difficult to maintain a strong connection with Allah. These moments can be incredibly challenging, but they also offer valuable opportunities for growth and reflection. Doubts are a natural part of the human experience. Everyone, at some point, may face moments of uncertainty in their faith, whether it's questioning the wisdom behind Allah's plan or struggling to understand certain aspects of religion. These doubts can feel unsettling. However, it's essential to remember that having doubts doesn't make someone's faith weak. What matters is how one responds to those doubts. Seeking knowledge, talking to trusted mentors, and reflecting on Allah's signs can help strengthen one's belief and restore confidence in His guidance. Societal pressure is another significant test for many Muslims, especially in environments where religious practices are not widely accepted or understood. The desire to fit in or be accepted by others can sometimes cause a Muslim to compromise on their faith or feel disconnected from their true values. However, it's in these moments of pressure that a person's faith is truly tested. The challenge is to remain steadfast, to trust in the rewards Allah promises for those who persevere, and to remember that ultimate acceptance is with Him alone. Spiritual dryness or feeling distant from Allah is another test that many face. It's easy to be enthusiastic about worship and devotion when life is going well, but when trials arise, or when the heart feels numb to prayer, faith can feel strained. These periods of spiritual dryness can be unsettling, but they also serve as a reminder of how much we need Allah in our lives. They offer the opportunity to turn back to Him, to seek His mercy, and to rediscover the sweetness of worship. Overcoming doubts and nurturing one's faith during challenging times requires effort and intention. One key approach is to focus on strengthening the relationship with Allah through consistent prayer, seeking knowledge, and reflecting on His blessings. The more we remember Allah, the easier it becomes to overcome the challenges that threaten our faith. It's important to see moments of weakness as opportunities for growth, rather than signs of failure. It's in these difficult moments that a person's faith can deepen as they turn to Allah for guidance, comfort, and strength. Each struggle, each moment of doubt, is a chance to grow stronger in faith and draw closer to Allah. The test of faith is not about avoiding moments of weakness, but about how we respond to them. By seeking Allah's help, remaining patient, and continuing to strive in worship, we can overcome doubts and reaffirm our trust in His plan. Faith is a journey, and every challenge along the way is an opportunity to strengthen it further. While faith sustains us spiritually, consistency in worship tests the very endurance of our commitment. 6. Test of consistency in worship. The test of consistency in worship is one of the most enduring challenges a Muslim can face. It's easy to be motivated at the beginning of a spiritual journey, filled with enthusiasm and energy. However, over time, that initial fervor can fade, and maintaining regular acts of worship can become difficult. The challenge is not just in performing the acts of worship, but in doing them consistently, with sincerity, and as part of our daily lives. Islam teaches that worship is not just confined to prayer, fasting, and charity. It extends to every action that is done with the right intention for the sake of Allah. But consistency in performing these acts is what strengthens the soul and keeps us connected to Allah. It is not the magnitude of the deeds that matters most, but rather their regularity and sincerity. Small, consistent acts of worship are valued immensely by Allah. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught that the most beloved actions to Allah are those that are done consistently, even if they are few. This means that even if we can only manage a small amount of worship each day, as long as it's done with devotion and consistency, it holds great value. Maintaining regular worship requires discipline, especially when life becomes busy. One of the most effective ways to ensure consistency in worship is to incorporate it into daily routines. Setting aside specific times each day for prayer, remembrance of Allah, or reading the Quran can help make worship a natural part of life. Even small acts, such as saying the morning and evening supplications or making a brief dua, can add up and help build a strong spiritual foundation. Additionally, it's important to remember that consistency doesn't mean perfection. There will be times when worship may feel difficult, or life circumstances may make it hard to maintain regularity. During these times, we should strive to remain patient with ourselves and not become discouraged. Allah is the most merciful, and He values our sincere efforts to seek Him even during difficult times. One practical tip for maintaining consistency is setting small, achievable goals. For example, committing to pray an additional Sunnah prayer each day, or dedicating 5 minutes to Quranic reflection can be a manageable way to strengthen one's relationship with Allah. Gradually increasing the time spent in worship over time can lead to a more profound connection and a sustainable routine. Another key element is accountability. Having a support system, whether it's family members, friends, or a community, can help keep us on track. Reminding one another to stay consistent in worship and motivating each other in times of weakness can be a source of encouragement. The test of consistency in worship is about perseverance. It's about showing up every day, even when we don't feel inspired or when other distractions try to pull us away. Regular worship helps us stay grounded, strengthens our connection with Allah, and ensures that we maintain our focus on the eternal rewards to come. Worship strengthens the soul, but the nafs, inner self, can pull us toward desires. 7. Test of inner desires. Nafs. The test of the nafs, or inner self, is one of the most profound struggles that every Muslim faces. The nafs is the source of our desires, both good and bad, and often leads us towards selfishness, temptation, and actions that can distance us from Allah. Resisting these temptations is an ongoing battle, and overcoming the pull of the nafs requires constant self-discipline and vigilance. The inner struggle is a battle of priorities between what is fleeting and what is eternal. The nafs often pulls us toward immediate gratification, the pursuit of pleasure, material wealth, or the desire for recognition. These desires can cloud our judgment and lead us astray, especially when we prioritize them over our spiritual goals. However, Islam teaches that true fulfillment comes not from satisfying these fleeting desires, but from submitting to the will of Allah and prioritizing our ultimate purpose. The journey to mastering the nafs is not a short one. It is a lifelong process. The path to self-discipline is often challenging, filled with moments of weakness and temptation. Each time we resist the pull of our desires, we grow spiritually, but it requires constant effort and patience. The test is not just in resisting big temptations, but in conquering the small, seemingly insignificant desires that may lead us astray over time. Self-discipline is the key to overcoming the nafs. One of the most effective tools for this is reflection. Taking time each day to reflect on our actions, thoughts, and intentions allows us to check in with ourselves and assess whether we are acting in alignment with Allah's will. This practice of self-awareness can help us recognize when our desires are steering us away from the right path and enable us to make course corrections before it's too late. Another tool for mastering the nafs is self-control. This involves setting boundaries for oneself and learning to say no to harmful or unnecessary desires. It may require abstaining from certain activities or indulgences that, while not inherently sinful, can lead to a loss of focus on our spiritual goals. It's about exercising restraint and choosing actions that benefit us in the long term, even if they require sacrifice in the short term. Overcoming the nafs is not about completely suppressing desires, but rather about redirecting them toward positive actions that align with our faith. For example, the desire for success can be channeled into striving for excellence in work or studies, while the desire for companionship can be nurtured through strong, healthy relationships built on mutual respect and love for the sake of Allah. The key is to recognize that every desire can either bring us closer to or further away from Allah, and it's our responsibility to make the right choices. 8. Test of silence and speech. The test of speech is a subtle yet profound challenge every Muslim faces. Words are powerful, They can either build or destroy, heal or harm. Controlling one's speech is not simply about refraining from saying harmful things, but also about choosing words that are kind, thoughtful, and aligned with the values of Islam. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, reminded us that whoever believes in Allah and the Last Day, let him speak good or remain silent. This simple yet profound advice underscores the weight of our words and the responsibility we carry in how we communicate. In a world where social media and fast-paced communication often amplify voices, it's easy to forget the power words can have. A single statement can hurt someone deeply, create division, or lead to misunderstandings. Conversely, a kind word can lift a person's spirit, resolve conflicts, and strengthen relationships. Every interaction we have, whether in person or online, is an opportunity to either pass or fail this test. The challenge in speech lies not just in avoiding negativity, but also in choosing silence when necessary. It's easy to speak impulsively in moments of anger or frustration, but in doing so, we risk causing harm. On the other hand, silence can be a powerful tool for self-control. It provides space to reflect, to allow emotions to settle, and to ensure that what we say will be beneficial. The power of words is illustrated in the Quran, where it is said, "And speak to people in a good manner." Our speech is a reflection of our inner state, and it reveals what's in our hearts. If we allow negative emotions, such as anger, jealousy, or pride to guide our words, we can hurt others and create distance in our relationships. Conversely, when we speak with love, patience, and wisdom, we strengthen our bonds with others and demonstrate our faith in action. Practical advice for mindful communication includes pausing before responding, especially in emotionally charged situations. This brief moment of silence allows us to collect our thoughts and choose words that are kind and constructive rather than reactive. It also helps to consider the impact of our words before we speak, asking ourselves whether what we are about to say will bring benefit or cause harm. Furthermore, engaging in active listening is a vital part of mindful communication. Often, we are quick to speak without fully listening to the other person. By practicing empathy and focusing on truly understanding the other person's perspective, we can foster more meaningful conversations. The test of silence and speech is a reflection of our inner discipline. It requires self-awareness, emotional control, and a deep understanding of the impact our words can have. By striving to speak with kindness and wisdom and choosing silence when necessary, we can navigate this test with integrity and strengthen our relationships with others and with Allah. As we reflect on these tests, it's clear that these challenges shape our spiritual growth and resilience. Each test is an opportunity to grow closer to Allah and strengthen our faith. We hope this video has provided new insights and encouragement for your journey. If you found this content beneficial, please leave a comment saying Jazakallah below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with others. You can also join our Discord community through the link in the description for more discussions and support.